What is up? What is up? Gather around for a good old fashioned long talk video. It's World Mental Health Day. You've probably seen that. I've done a video on this day the past few years now, and occasionally I get requests to talk about deeper topics. Obviously, Nintendo and Switch and gaming goodness is the focus here, but occasionally I think it's okay to veer into something maybe that hits a little bit harder. So I've been totally open about my mental health issues, journeys, struggles, highs and lows over the years. I've dealt with extreme anxiety, panic attacks, depression, the whole pot of soup of it. And initially I didn't want to take any medicine. I didn't want to see anybody. Then I did, and I did take medicine, and I had fantastic results. And while I still have anxiety from time to time, it's severely reduced, it's severely improved, and it's made my life far happier, far more free, far more alive, far more relaxing, and honestly far more successful. It's really been a big, beautiful bounty that I've unlocked as I've continued to talk about it, work through it, and realize that asking for help and discussing this is not weak but rather strong, that it's not something that you should hide but rather something that you should openly invite to talk about, because that's the only way to become aware and to eventually try and work through it, move past some of it. But you can look that stuff up. I've made videos on that and talked about that many times, just to kind of share that, hey, like, even you two people have these issues, and they don't ever go away for a lot of people, but you work on it and you keep it there, and it's not an on-off switch, but it's making sure that it's low enough that you can handle. But today I do want to talk about a family member and their experience with mental health instead. And don't worry, I'm not going to mention this family member by name. They won't watch the video, but I don't want to, I think it's just polite and respectful to not refer to them by name. But I think that this will be illuminating for at least a few of you. And if a spark goes off for even a couple people, we're successful. So this person has dealt with actually many of the same things that I've dealt with. Anxiety, depression, ruminating thoughts, physical symptoms, mental symptoms, the whole shebang. And they are very smart, very kind, very hardworking, dedicated, focused. Overall, like just a stellar person. And I care about them very much, so I want to see them do well. And because of all these things of being, such a smart person, such a good person, they have thought for a long time that they can just beat this mental health stuff, that they can just overcome it, that they're good enough, smart enough, care enough, want enough to just move past it. That has been really hard to watch and be a part of. But this isn't really about me, it's about them. And I think that right off the bat, this has got to feel familiar for a lot of people. You might be aware that you have some sort of anxiety or depression or any number of things. And, now there's all these people talking about it. There's all these things on the internet. People feel more comfortable, sharing it. All that stuff, right? We've kind of broken a lot of good stigma or bad stigma rather. And now it's good that we have, busted through that, and it's out there in the open. People are much more comfortable. Talk therapy is not some taboo thing, and it's good. But this person, and I would bet a good chunk of people out there, feel like because of the awareness, because of the knowing, should be able to just get past it, should be able to just move forward. It's not like that. Very often it's not like that. Maybe there is a small percentage of time where it is like that, and okay, you can get on a good schedule, you can go running in the morning, you can, I don't know, see more friends and have a community, and you can just kind of push yourself over the hump. Kudos to those people. I think that's admirable and impressive, but I also think it's pretty rare. I think most people fail to realize that mental health issues are like any health issue. They often need help to resolve. And it's been really tricky to support this person in my family and want to encourage them, but also to see and know, like, this is an illness, and you're not going to just overcome this. I've used this analogy before with them. If a dog has a broken leg, you don't expect it to run. You don't say, come on, dog. Like, if you just keep trying, every day you go out there and you just try to run, like, eventually you'll get it. They won't. The leg is broken and it needs attention and care and treatment to heal. If if you break your arm and you're like, just lift that arm, man. I know you can do it. You got the willpower. You got the encouragement. You got the good family. You got the good life. That arm is not going to go up. It doesn't matter how much you want it, how much you care, how much you try. If you try to will yourself over an illness, like maybe you'll get lucky if you have like a basic cold. But if you have an actual illness, which let's be clear, mental health is an illness, you don't just not do anything about it and think that you can just mentally move past it. I think a lot of people struggle with knowing that they have mental health issues, seeing solutions out there, realizing what needs to be done, but they're not really accepting that their mental health is preventing them from ever accomplishing any of that. No matter how much you want to try, no matter how much you care, no matter how much you want to push forward and you know what to do, you can lay it out in front of you. If you just get this organized, if you just get this set up right, if you go to bed and you work out, it's not that simple. Keep that dog in the back of your head with the broken leg. No matter how happy it is in the morning to see you, no matter how many treats you give it, it is not going to run with broken legs. And for some people, no matter how much they want to overcome their mental health struggles, no matter how much they want to improve upon it, no matter how much they think they are aware and they know it and they have good support and they read up, it sometimes isn't like that. And oftentimes you do need outside assistance and help, therapy and treatment to move past, like a different kind of illness, like something that you would go and easily get medicine for. You have a sinus infection, you're not going to just say there, I'll just will my mucus away. You go and take medicine, or you go to the doctor and get a prescription. You do whatever you need to do. I think that's really, really difficult for people to accept. And I think it's really, really difficult to convey to others. You're too close to the situation, and a lot of times these people that are struggling feel like you're not supporting them when you're telling them like you just can't do it yourself, and that's okay, right? It's not a cut down. It's not opening the window to weakness. It's instead saying you are struggling with something that is beyond you. And in fact, it's not you. It is a chemical, biological issue that needs treatment and care and time and effort to resolve. And yes, all those other things of, being motivated, being positive, getting a set schedule, talking, all that stuff is great, right? Like, don't stop that stuff. But this person needs outside assistance. And if that doesn't happen, if you don't get that, it's like bumping up a brick wall over and over again, right? And you're going to feel worse and worse about yourself because you're like, man, I know I should be able to do this. It's laid out in front of me, 1, 2, 3, 4. I should be able to do it, but that's not how illness works. That's not how broken bones work. That's not how mental health often works. It's not just about knowing and saying you will cerebrally beat it, you will willpower yourself over it. And I think for a number of reasons, different people struggle mightily with this, whether it's they don't want to accept that they can't beat it, whether it's scary to try different medications. That whole journey can be long and arduous. It can be quick. It can be in the middle. Trying different therapists, finding someone you click with, finding someone that works, and then opening up, about your deeper issues, about traumas that you may have faced in the past, and being willing to really dig in there. It's not fun. It's not easy. It would be so much better to just say, I know ABC, I'm going to do it, and we'll get over this hump. We'll get over this hump. But what happens when you just constantly can't get over the hump? You start to really lose self-confidence. You start to really lose hope. It's really, really difficult to move forward when you run out of a lot of hope. It's really difficult to be receptive to others when you feel like you can't do it. But it's not that you can't. It's not that you're not enough. It's not that you aren't smart enough, good enough, care enough, try enough. It's that you actually, physically, factually can't, because your mind is being taken over by a mental health issue that isn't your fault, that isn't something you caused, that isn't something you allow to happen. It's not a weakness that you are opening up to and then it's overtaking you. It's not like that. Nobody says like, oh man, you should not have got that sinus infection. What a crappy immune system you have. You shouldn't have opened yourself up to it. You shouldn't have let that happen. Nobody says that. You go and you get your Mucinex, you go to the doctor. You break a bone, nobody says, man, if only your bones were stronger. Sucks to have weak bones. No, it's like, wow, that was a bad accident. People empathize, people sympathize, and most importantly, the person who's injured or ill, they want to get help so that they get better quick, and it's not viewed as something negative. Somehow the mental health stuff, despite all the progress we've made, despite all of the destigmatizing that we've done, despite all of the great open sharing we've had, for some people it just feels like it should be something they can beat. And I want you to know that you are not weak, you are not stupid, you are not trying hard enough, you do not care enough. You are probably doing 110%. And no matter how long you do 110%, there's a chance that you might just need outside assistance. You might just need therapy. You might just need medication. You might just need something to recalibrate your brain, your mentality, so that you are able to actualize all of that effort, all of that hard work, all of that positivity, all of that motivation. You know, it's easy when you feel completely down in the dumps, you have no chance to overcome it, you can't even move. Like, that is a very obvious sense where it's like, okay, I need to do something drastic, I need to go get help, I need to go to therapy. But if you're someone who's trying really hard and you're able to, go to work, you're able to go to school, you're able to push through your days. Some people even think you're fine. Some people even see you and think you might be happy or doing well or have no idea that you're dealing with these issues. I think it's really easy to trick yourself into thinking it's something that you can overcome. And like I said, for a select few, it may be possible. And again, big props to anybody who is able and has done that. It's a huge undertaking, and you have my admiration and support. But for all the other people that feel like it's them, it's not you. You're not the problem. The mental health issue is the problem, and that's not you. Separate those two. Think back to that dog. You never beg a dog with broken legs to run. You never take it out there and subject it to that day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade for some people. You'd get the dog help. And you absolutely would not put that poor, innocent, sweet creature through the trouble and trauma and the disappointment and loss of confidence by asking it to run each and every day. And if you're somebody that's struggled mightily with mental health and you think you can just do it, you just need to get this one thing in line, you just need one more day, you just need to make sure that you really focus. Look at yourself as that innocent, sweet dog and give yourself the care that you need and give yourself the love that you deserve to get some help, to go out there and seek outside assistance, because it's not that you didn't care enough. It's not that you didn't try enough. You're dealing with an illness, and illnesses oftentimes require help. That is my hope for you. That is my hope for the person in my life. And you might know somebody, maybe you can share this with them. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to watch that. It's hard to know how to be helpful and supportive. And if you're somebody that's not the one struggling, but you're involved with someone struggling, or you're trying to support someone struggling, I feel for you. I know that it can be very difficult. I know that it can be very hard. I know it's hard to know the difference between enabling and supporting. What's the difference between tough love and just gentle love? When do you put one into place instead of the other? When's enough? There's no rule book. It's very difficult. And that's why I think today I wanted to focus more on this idea of just accepting and allowing that if you could do it, you would do it. You're a good person. You try hard. You're aware. You got all the ingredients. But that's not what it's about. There's a mental health illness, a mental health issue that needs to be addressed. And then from there, man, you're just going to build. You're just going to build day by day. And then all of that stuff, all that hard work, positivity, effort, now it's going to start coming into play. Now all of your resources, all of your reserves can actually be used to move forward, because you've gotten rid of the huge wall, the huge cloud that, like those dogs' broken legs, nobody expects you to overcome on your own. And you definitely shouldn't expect it of yourself. If you have any comments or thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. But for now, be good to yourself, love yourself, take care of yourself, enjoy your days. And until next time, thanks so much for watching. SwitchForce out.